Brandon was ill and said he was gonna zoom in.
Okay, do you want to take the meeting then?
Doesn't matter to me. If you
I would appreciate it
happen
if
to
you
let you run it from Columbia, that's kind of novel.
could. Might be novel, but I don't, my service here is spotty at best for Wi-Fi. I'm just fortunate enough to be able to get on this one, but it's been dropping service at this hotel here for the last couple of days, so.
All right, I'll take the plunge here.
If I lose it, I'll try to reconnect, but so we can keep the meeting going if Brandon doesn't show.
Okay. Amy will keep me on pace here.
Sure.
So call the meeting to order at
5:31.
5:31 PM on November the 8th. Public Works Committee. Caleb Garn present, Donnie Kern present on Zoom. Pledge of allegiance, is that what we're gonna do? Do we do the pledge?
We don't have
You can
to.
pledge if you want.
We're skipping the pledge today.
Okay.
Is there any public comment?
No, we're at the minutes.
Oh, minutes.
I've reviewed the minutes. I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
There is a motion, I will second. Is there any discussion? No discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
I just admitted them.
Brandon's in Zoom.
Brandon.
Brandon Crone now joining the meeting. Can you hear us, Brandon?
Yep, read you.
We just voted on the minutes. That's where we're at.
Okay.
Any public comment? Seeing none, we will move on. Project updates. Suppose this is one of you fellas.
Yes, just I apologize, I was, I sent my updates out last Friday, but there was a snafu with the group email or whatever, so no one received them until today, so I apologize for you guys getting stuff late. That should be resolved moving forward. Growing Wings Extension, the kind of the mainline project there is there's a little bit of testing, and then they'll just gotta hook up the lift station once Excel gets their work done. And so they've installed the rest of it in the utilities, and so that's moving forward. Spring Street and Main Street improvements, the curb and sidewalk stuff. There's some quantity discrepancies, so you're not seeing a pay request on that today. But once we resolve that, we'll get that to you next month. The joint bridge, the utility and joint project on the bridge there, that'll be basically done installing tomorrow, and then they've got testing afterwards. It was done today. Is there a little bit of insulation or something, or to wrap up tomorrow? Or? I'm not sure. I filmed and we're cooking the main now. Okay, so look to have that open next week.
Do they run a heater all through there, all winter long?
No, it's a insulated pipe.
Oh,
Yeah, we did install tracer wire in the pipe, just in case we need it down the road, but it's not hooked up to anything.
got it.
So the sidewalk will be open on the north side of bridge next week?
Earlier, yeah. It could be potentially tomorrow. Yeah, they'll just have to do some bacteria testing of the water and some of those things next week, but no reason they can't open the bridge, I would imagine, at that point. Let's see, the wastewater treatment facility, they, instead of liquidated damages, they've agreed to do a bunch of additional work on the site there. Winesap Prairie, they did pave the wear course last week.
Seen that?
I haven't seen anything further as far as the redesign of the big hill there. But I know they're working on it. But just thought I would mention that to you, and they say they have an easement from the school, but we have yet to see that as well. We just have verbal confirmation there, so.
Is there going to be a new letter then going on in that? I think we gave them until November, and they got pretty much everything done except for that, right?
Well, we're still waiting for the redesign of how they're gonna do the overflow of the big storm pond. Or are they gonna handle it on site? So we're waiting for those calculations and then the hill, so. I will, I'll get more information before the village board meeting and come forward with that, Danny. That's okay?
Yeah, I just didn't know what the end game was going to be on that.
Well, I'm hoping that, they've come up with a design. I hope that they have the easements in
I think
place.
Bob, you had mentioned something.
Go ahead, Danny.
I was going to say, I think Bob, you had mentioned that you had some concerns about one thing on that needed to get addressed yet.
I'm not recalling what that is. So, yeah, Danny, so we'll, I'm hopeful we'll have before your board meeting an additional timeline on what they're gonna do for they're gonna oversize the pond so they don't have to cross the school land. And they provide us with that easement for that work on school property there, so. I'd like them to finish it. That would be my preference over us taking it over and having to redesign it to do some of those things, so. But we did tell them end of October, get it done or else, so we'll just have to see how that plays out in the next couple of days here, Donnie.
Sounds good, thank you.
And then River Hills, again, there's just a few punch list items remaining and then some grading work between those lots that needs to be resolved to deal with some of that rear yard drainage.
Is that getting worked on as well?
Yes. Yep. That's kind of a high level view. I don't know, does anybody have any other questions regarding the update projects?
Questions?
Thank you.
Nope.
Thank you. Unfinished business. 5A, discussion possible recommendations, ordinance, future fiber optic. Brandon, is this you?
Yeah, that was me. I don't think we actually updated anything more than what I had provided. So I'll probably just have to table that one till next month again.
Do you want this to go to the attorney for any review? Brandon?
I think I forwarded it to him already. I don't know if he didn't really have any input on it.
I'm curious on what's left to do with this. Or is
Yeah,
it good to go?
It's not good to go. I thought that last meeting we were gonna look at again, and then I don't think anything really happened with it.
I'll leave it on there for unfinished for next
Yeah,
one.
leave it on there for unfinished, just as long as we have it. It's more or less for the spring and for capstone. that new TID coming in specifically, but they kind of sound like they're already on board with it, so that's all that really matters.
All right, moving on to new business discussion, possible recommendation, WWTF service contract proposal, Fabric Cat generator.
Yeah, just some background on this. This is the new backup generator for the wastewater treatment plant. What we prefer to do is for our first round of inspections after this is has been running for a few months, is to have the actual manufacturer come in with their team and do the performance inspections as well as necessary lubrications and then just to make sure everything's working appropriately. So I know there was a
PM
question.
service.
Yeah, and I know there was a question on soliciting these out for bids. I, try to answer that to say these are some things that we prefer staff wise to deal with a reputable company. There's a lot of generator repair service companies that we've dealt with in the past, and I think the village hall in the last 15 years, we've had it work once in a power outage, and that company comes back, charges us an astronomical amount of money. You ask why, did it fail? We thought you were here checking things. I always come back with some, well, things can happen after we leave, and we're always left with a real issue. And since we've switched to generator power systems as our kind of our go-to now, we haven't had any looking problems. So,
Nice.
but the first go around, I always like to have the manufacturer. Kohler was the generator up at well 5. We had Kohler come in and perform their performance tests on them, found a few things that I don't think a third party would have found. So probably $160,000 generator. Good to make sure our investment's protected off the bat. So that's why we're recommending this.
Your money ahead instead of thinking around with all that stuff. So
Make a motion to approve the bid as presented.
Randy Crone, second.
there's a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. New business. 6B, discussion possible recommendation, water treatment facility improvement, pay app number 15.
So pay app number 15 is for $482,137.35. We've reviewed their identified quantities and the support documentation as far as wage requirements, etc. And we are recommending you recommend approval this evening.
Any discussion, fellas?
What was that amount again? 485?
Nope, 482,137.35. And that's this Stop Construction Corporation, pay application number 15.
So move for approval to pay up.
Randy Crone, second.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Motion passes. Item 6C, discussion possible recommendation, Main Street Bridge pay app number 4.
So this pay application number 4 is for $276,621.04. And that would be to Lunda Construction Company, and we are recommending, you recommend approval this evening.
Donnie Kern like to make a motion to approve pay app for $276,621.04 to London Construction.
Brandon Crone, second.
There's a motion and a second, any discussion?
Just that we should be getting down to the wire with, completing the pay apps on them with this bridge being complete, huh?
Very close.
Pretty close.
All right.
Any other discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
Yeah.
Motion carries. New business item number 6D. Discussion possible recommendation, Growing Wings Pay App. 1 and 2, the one.
Just number two.
Number
One is
two.
crossed out.
I see that sort of bad eyesight.
So, so if you look at the transmittal letter, the pay application attached to it is the other project. I'll be sure to get the correct project to Amy for the board meeting. But pay application number 2 for Growing Wings is for $43,760.30. And we are recommending approval, and that is to Miller Excavating.
And what is that for again?
Growing Wings Utility Extension.
The utility extension?
Yes,
Is that, there was some other discussions with Growing Wings as far as some other things that, this is not part of that, correct?
no, this is the project that you awarded, whatever, 6 months ago.
So
Everything's
move
been
to,
resolved. Everything's been resolved with Growing Wings.
so move to approve.
Brandon Crone, second.
There's a motion and a second, any discussion?
Do you need the amount on that, Amy, is 43,763? Or,
And 30 cents, I already have it.
okay,
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Motion carries. Public Works Department report.
Included in your packet, not a whole lot of new things to discuss. We do have an LRIP, local road improvement grant. There's 2 grants, combined, I'll apply for both. These are for the streets over by Christ Lutheran and Vets Park. Those are the ones we've identified as the worst. It's a competitive pool, amongst people in the county. So, we'll see how we score on this. That was the best candidate that we had out there as far as you need some pretty bad stuff, in order to get funding. Those were the ones that we thought we'd get the best bang for our buck out of the grant. Just continue the trail designs for the TAP grant. And we're currently just contacting property owners that the trail will run through their property on the right of way there. Just for some comments and feedback from them, so they understand there's a trail coming. Preliminary plat was approved by Plan Commission. And that'll come to the board for approval next Tuesday. And the Main Street curb and Main and Spring Street curb contractor did come back and hit some punch list items out and replace some slabs that were broken about 2 weeks ago. So those were taken care of. Street sweeping, Mike's been busy. Seems like the leaves don't really want to cooperate with him, not coming off the trees. So he's been stuck in areas where there's a lot of trees. So we're making our way over to Maple Manor, Donnie, next week.
Good, appreciate that.
Yep,
There was some significant amount of dirt and stuff washing down from where that cut back, where them trees were cut back. That needs to be swept out before it ends up in the storm sewers.
yep. Get it taken care of. That's about it. Any questions?
Anything happening with LaGranger and the state as far as conversations for remedial work on the detour? And do you know when that's gonna happen?
Yeah, we're scheduling a walkthrough, potentially next week. We'll look at, wear and tear on there. They're aware and they don't have any issues. They're not arguing against repairing portions that have been, affected by the detour. So it's been a positive conversation with them.
Good.
All right, do we need to do anything with this budget?
Okay, you got any questions? Let me know. If questions are,
Did you guys get a chance to look over the parks budget?
I looked over everything and I didn't have any questions.
I only had one question. I see there was a $5,000 payment out for St. Croix County repair work.
yep. That was AMZ work. They'll do various work throughout the summer for us and bill typically once or twice.
So do we need to pass this or anything? It's just part of the package.
The Public Works, Water, Sewer and Parks bills, you do need to recommend approval.
All right, so item number 8, Public Works, Water, Sewer, and Park bills.
So that you said the $5,000 was for AMZ, you said?
Yeah,
Do you know what that was, work was, was there a lot of work that was done? I didn't see the public works over in the area, so that's why I'm trying to determine what.
yeah, they go all over town with the AMZ. That's that spray patch that they'll put down to seal up a lot of our cracking joints, to keep water out of them. They're here quite a bit.
Okay.
Sure.
Donnie Kern moved to approve the budget and bills as presented.
Brian Crone, second.
There is a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. All opposed, nay. Motion passes. Future agenda items. Nothing.
I think when we start winding down with some of the lengthy agendas, that it'd be a good idea to pull some of our ordinances to review those. We've got some outdated ordinances that need updating. So if we can kind of pick away at a couple sections of time at committee to go through those, that'd probably be good. Plan Commission's currently doing that. But we have some awfully outdated language in our ordinances that really need to be updated. So,
Is that something you want to put on the schedule for the agenda for next month?
yeah, once we, as things calm down here, I think our agendas are gonna get pretty light. So it's a good opportunity to spend some time on them. In my opinion, if it's okay with the committee. Just to get that refreshed. I have no idea the last time a lot of the ordinances have been updated, but we're still back and, spreading coal ash on sidewalks for ice control. Those are some of the languages that, people aren't putting, their coal out there anymore.
don't water your goat on Sunday.
Yeah, right. You know, so, yeah, just things that help protect us and, you know, things that if they're not being enforced, let's get them off the ordinance and.
Donnie, you wanna work with Bob and, maybe go his top 3 per meeting that we look at moving through maybe what, March? Are we typically slowed?
Well, I think
See, we
next
can't,
month,
we'll see if we can't chisel some away. We got some time here next month. We can get into it and get some out there. You know, if there's a lot, yeah, if there's not a lot, maybe we can get it all done relatively, you know, sooner than later.
Sounds great. Bob, if you wanna circulate. Yep. What you think is in important attention. Then we can, 3 of us can get a little bit of a jump on that. Yep. All right,
I think,
that's
um,
up the agenda.
the only other thing I can think of, that would be on, the agenda maybe for, December would be, you know, kind of closing out the budget kind of stuff, but I think that's gonna be on there anyways, you know, see where we're at budget wise and, you know, if we hit our numbers and stuff going into. And where we need to be in flux with stuff, but I think we're pretty close on our budgets right now. We're at 85% of where we at on parks, total budget.
I think we're gonna come in way under, Donnie, because it's only gonna snow once. Fingers crossed.
I don't think we'll come under.
Right. Well, anything coming forward obviously can be put on the agenda. I'll make, if there's nothing else, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Brandon Crone, second.
Motion to adjourn has been laid out. It's seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Thanks, guys.
See you guys. Have a good night.
Have a great night.
Good luck getting back to, stateside, Donnie.
5:56.
Thanks, brothers. Talk to you soon.
See you guys.
See
Bye.
ya.
Right. Amy, I sent you a corrected Growing Wings one with the proper one attached to the letter.
You can note that in the minutes.